So what's the feeling?
The feeling is quite oceanic. Sigmund Freud said it's to be together with the universe in one. So that means also for the collection that it's tropical. It's like we made like one logo which goes through the whole collection, Bernhard Willhelm tropical. And also tropical city. Falco from Austria, the singer, also had one album and it was mentioned tropical city, and he's dead now.
How did he die? Drowned?
I think he was probably stoned, and I think he was driving on a motorbike and he was just driving down cliffs. It's a very tragic thing to happen. But also he was the first Austrian to have a private nuclear bunker at home. So, I mean, there was a certain sense of paranoia or something he was afraid of. You know? And yeah, he's also Austrian. Sigmund Freud is Austrian. That's also maybe why I mentioned it. I personally have been teaching in Austria also. So I know about the soul of the Austrians.
They're very weird.
Yeah, they are. But also very psychological. And they like to hear themselves talking.
So
they get totally turned on by that.
Really?
Yeah. So there is, it's not about, it's a little bit like the Americans, it's not about what you're saying, it's about how you say it. It's not about making really a point. There's maybe a psychological thing to that. It's a little bit different from Germans who always want to make the point and be logic or pragmatic.
So do you carry that trait?
Huh?
Do you carry that trait?
No, but for me it's interesting to see both. We both share the same language, Austrians and Germans, but for mentality I think actually the Germans are more modern. You know? I mean, fuck the Bauhaus, but I like the ornament too. But for the Germans it is more about having a point and form follows function. And maybe in that collection I have this both a little bit, this making a point but also this being subconscious and having this kind of washed out things, and then the black hole, blackening out spaces, maybe that's a little bit the feeling you can get in this.
And that there is some kind of tropical.
And the Oceanic, the tropical, all this kind of course the surf culture is maybe part of that, because the surf culture is also a spiritual thing.
Are those the first bathing suits? Are they bathing suits?
Point Break was an important film for me. There's a little Point Break in that collection also.
I don't think I saw Point Break. What's the story behind it?
Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze is also dead now. And it's about Patrick Swayze, like the cool criminal, and Keanu Reeves is the FBI or police agent, but he still has sympathy for the criminal. And lets him die in the waves, which is kind of the spiritual point. That the biggest wave arrives, and then Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves gives Patrick Swayze the chance to escape because they have a man-to-man fight, and he dies in that huge wave, and that's kind of the end of the film. I like it.
Do you think living in America was bringing on, do you think life in America was bringing on any of these black holes?
No, yeah, I mean the black hole in America is definitely Donald Trump. It is everything negative, the negative space, and we kind of have a little dumb Trump moment in that collection.
Yeah, it's in the back.
Yeah.
I love that.
So the dump Trump, he made bags and skirts where you can dump your little Trump tweetie.
That's really cool. How are buyers responding to that?
And the shark is of course Donald Trump. And then on the back side is the monkey with the carrot. We use it as a logo. And the reef police is of course the shark. And then of course we also have the Donald Trump bag.
I bet that will go very well, no?
Yeah, let's see. And then that logo is Bernhard Willhelm maximum potential. Because America, it's all about having the maximum potential. Yeah. And then places in the collection is Tobago, Hawaii and Madagascar. Here we are, Bernhard Willhelm, Hawaii.
Were you in Hawaii?
No, but
Just
Hawaii
in your mind.
and America, it's very linked to each other, and also Hawaii at the moment is very, very afraid of the nuclear bomb
Aren't we all a bit?
from this conflict, America and Korea. Yeah, and here we have a little this Point Break moment. There's one scene in Point Break with Keanu Reeves where he's in this room with this kind of tribal African patterns, and we try to bring that somehow in a jacket.
It's a little tribal Keith Haring also.
Exactly, tribal Keith Haring, but it actually comes like more from African kind of drawings. That one is also an Aloha and Dad Goes to College.
That's great.
Dad Goes to College. And then of course Arnold Schwarzenegger, Arnie,
Is that because you were living in LA or what?
which is a little bit in the soul of the Californians. And you still at Muscle Beach, you get reminded of Arnie. And then you have all these kind of toxic sunsets.
Wow, they're great. Do you create the fabric
This
yourself?
kind of pink, acid yellow, all these kind of sunsets we had in Los Angeles, or like going from like a dusty gray into a pink.
So you created these fabrics with the
They are
textile?
sprayed.
Yeah.
Sprayed.
Ah, okay. They're great. And I like the corduroy silk.
Yeah, that also
It has a really
it's
strange
like, it has a strange feeling to
texture,
it.
yeah.
It's like a silk. And what we also have, I can show you, is these long sweatshirts. It's like a sweatshirt onesie. Also with the
So you can sleep in it. Live in it, sleep in it with the big wave, yeah.
Yeah, you know, at the moment, people want really easy clothes. You can really wear, and you're cozy with it. You know, it is not so much, I think, as a designer to have pieces which.
But you were
Which
always
has a
into
very
comfort,
easy, simple
no?
thing, but then somehow the pattern it is special. It's like a twisted kind of thing. Then you have this braid, and it has a line. So and there's a little story on that band, you know, going around the sweatshirt. So,
What is that? Is that a bomb?
oh, you
or
have
a
the
fish?
surf. You have like the surfbirds, and then you have the shark. The surfbird, the shark. The reef police, and then like a little wave here. So.
Looks great.
And one important element was also the stingray.
Is that what that is in the middle?
Yeah, stingray is a very particular oceanic fish. And in Bali I was meeting with a diving group, and we looked at stingrays, which is pretty scary because they're really big.
So you
and then
wear
what?
it or it's
Yeah,
a bag?
the stingray is a fish.
No, I know this.
The manta ray. Yeah?
This is a bag or it's a...
It's a bag. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a bag.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then also like bags with patches. That's actually Lee Haney, which was a bodybuilder champion from the 80s. Yeah. And then the lay flowers. The twist.
It's an interesting, what happens when you wear it at your knees? Just
No, yeah, it gives you that little movement into this satin, which makes the satin then more giving a shadow. On.
So we'll see at the slope.
I hope so.
No,